So, it came to my attention yesterday doing a still photo shoot that my brain still does not want to process the exposure triangle as well as it should. So, with my brain not wanting to totally understand the exposure triangle, I'm going to explain it a little bit, but more so, I'm going to run through a whole bunch of different settings so you can see different exposures and the effect they have. So, here's the ISO 200 series. As you can see, these get pretty dark pretty fast. You know, for a higher key look, ISO 200 definitely works at f2.8. Kind of gets down in the range a little bit closer to f3.5. I kind of like a little bit more subdued. A little grading to put a little more contrast in that. And I would probably be pretty happy with 200 and 3.5. Now it's time for the ISO 400 series. And yes, it kind of started getting a little too dark after 5.6, and I didn't record any deeper than that. 3.2 is almost a little bright, bordering on overexposed. In this case, f3.5's not too bad. f4.0's a little flat, a little dark. 4.0, 4.5 probably could be color corrected even with the Canon. 4.9's getting dark, and 5.6 is just... It's dark. It might work all right for a night scene, but I don't think it would be my first choice for that even. I'd probably prefer to blue up a light and use that to cast a little bit more light, get kind of almost a moonlight effect. Alright, so this is the ISO 800 series, and this is when we start seeing a little bit more noise creeping into the picture. Obviously 3.2, 3.5. You know, 3.5's a little bright, but probably still usable. 4.0, 4.5, probably still quite serviceable. 4.9 and probably 4.9 could probably be graded up to work well. 5.6 is just starting to get dark, and 6.4, 7.0, 8.0, it just gets darker from there. So as you can see, as we're going up in ISOs, things get brighter, but as we go up in f-stops, things get darker. So it's kind of a balancing act bringing those two together. And yeah, just because I like crazy, this is the 1600 ISO setting. You might think you will never use this, but I have most definitely used this. It can look all right if you're dealing with a well-lit subject. As you can see, I can even pull a little bit of performance down at f8. Obviously 3.2 through 4.5 are all looking a little bright to me. 4.9's a little bright, but probably salvageable. 5.6, 6.4, 7.0 is kind of the zone I'd want to play in for a high key type thing. And 7.0 or 8.0 kind of bring it down to where I like it. So essentially that's just a couple of shots that you can compare and look at and see kind of how they relate as we go up in ISO and up in aperture. I haven't covered, I ignored depth of field and shutter speed for this. Obviously when I'm shooting f8, as you can actually see a little bit in the pictures, I'm in focus, but so is the picture behind me. Whereas at f3.2 and f3.5, the image is definitely fuzzy. If I had a little more depth in my studio, I could even blow the back that much more out of focus. Anyways, I think that wraps it up. So, till next time, that's a wrap.